Welcome to How Do You Say Yarrows?
How do you say yarrow? How do you say yarrow?
It'll be all the fun in the world.
Hey.
Welcome to How Do You Say
Yarrows.
Yo, it's been. Oh yeah, that was a high
I know
five.
you were going for that.
That was awful. That was my bad. That was very misleading. So, since you've been gone.
Since you've been gone.
Actually, that's a really depressing song. I don't know if it fully fits it. I came up with the title, but I'm thinking like, oh, maybe that's not the.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
So, we have been on a little hiatus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not in life.
Not in well.
We
or
haven't
in
gone
life.
anywhere.
No. But you might have noticed we haven't had a podcast since Gabby just looked it up October. And since kind of July, we were sporadic at best.
Yes.
So today we're recapping. We are relaunching, restarting, recommencing our podcast world.
Yes. And yeah, exactly. And in the meantime, there have been many times where we're like, oh, we should podcast that.
Yeah. And when we started today, we completely blanked on.
Also, we have started to podcast. Actually, we started to podcast at least 2 episodes.
So here's one of the key factors of our failure to podcast, and was my own stupidity. We got a new GoPro last year, and I was so excited. GoPro Hero 11 was amazing. Stability control out the wazoo. And then I dropped it. And normally that's resilient, but I dropped it on the back of the screen, and it has progressively gotten more destroyed, and now it does not work anymore. Yeah. So that's
time of death. Are you calling it? Or not yet?
It was like in the end of summer, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. It had just kind of gotten worse and worse, and then so I got to just throw that away. I'm wasting my time with it.
We're trying to revive it.
There's no revival, so that threw us off a lot because if you know me and my love for GoPros, that really destroyed us. So moving on. That's why we haven't podcasted, because we tried like several times to revive that and it didn't work. And now we're back on, and then we had to get my GoPro back from my parents, the other one. So now we're back on a Hero 7, 5 generations outdated.
Woohoo! It's great. Oh,
no, it's not.
Time for us to leave for church.
Oh, on the way. But all right, so what have we been up to for this fall?
All right, so this fall has been a whirlwind. Just wild.
Oh, absolutely. There was steak. There was Patrick Swayze involved. How I Met Your Mother reference.
No.
Well, there could be Patrick Swayze.
Well, Adam started a new job.
Yeah. So that hit up in January. I fully transitioned to a new role at church. I'm pastor of finance and operations. So that's very exciting. I've been working with to transition for about 1.5 years in that. So that's very exciting that has arrived.
It's huge. And you finished your MBA.
I did finish my MBA. Thank you for that, darling. I did.
Big deal.
That was that was very exciting. So that took up a lot of time. I was really happy to be free and clear of that. I was very grateful for it.
So wonderful.
Yeah, but it was time to be done.
It was a relief.
Absolutely. Gabby, what was cooking in your world?
Just holding down the fort while you do all those wonderful things.
Well, that sounds terrible. That does not paint me in a good light.
I know, it's good. You're working so hard. We just described 2 very difficult things.
Well, that's done. A couple personal highlights for us.
Okay, yeah.
I want to say I'll call out some highlights. Taking Seth trick-or-treating for the first time.
Oh my goodness.
That was one of my favorite memories of the fall.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
He had so much fun. One of the things when we walk Seth around the neighborhood that he always does is like walk up to random houses. Maybe he's confused about where he lives, or he just wants to see who's in other places. We aren't quite sure yet.
Right.
Maybe it's a mixture of all of those.
Yeah.
But this was a night where, all of a sudden, you could walk to any of these houses, Seth.
Man.
And so that did take some work to recorrect at the end.
That's true. That was incredible. I will say, I pushed for us to take him, trick-or-treating.
Yep.
I did push for it.
Gabby was so right.
Even though I'm not, I'm not a Halloween person. I don't, thoroughly enjoy it. But I did push for it just because I was like, it's the first time. I feel like it's like a rite of passage. We should take him around our neighborhood and walk him around. And we did not get him a costume, actually. So our friends,
Didn't you wear the pumpkin outfit?
Yeah, it was from our
counts.
friends, the Caputis. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying we didn't get it.
Oh, yeah.
No, he wore something. It's just we did not
We didn't invest.
No, we didn't invest, and it was wonderful. We received an amazing pumpkin outfit from our Caputi family friends, and so he wore that. So it was super easy for us. And but it required some work because Adam had to, get home in time that there was still light for us to be able to do it, which is great that he was able to do. And then, but then, really, it was so much better than I expected.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Because I was like, okay, we should do it, but really just out of I think we should do it for some reason, nothing more than that. And then we did it, and I was continually the whole time like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
I did not expect I just didn't expect it.
Well, and I think the big shocker for me at least was for excuse me, for years in our area, nobody's ever come to our door. We live in a condo and townhouse community,
Right.
and then it's no, they just go to the townhouses.
Yeah.
That's where people don't tend to come to
right.
the condos as much.
The center of the neighborhood.
Yeah, which makes more sense. It's that because condos, not that there aren't families, but really most of the families live in the townhouses.
Yeah.
But that area was all set up, all good to go. So it's oh, this is where we needed to be.
Yeah, it was amazing. Adam kind of knew that. He kind of had an idea. That's where we immediately went to. And then it was, people were out in front of their houses or their door was clearly open. And some people had tables set out outside of their home.
It was super cute.
And they were super cute and welcoming. And Seth had so much fun. They were so friendly to him. And, I mean, it was pretty funny because we basically felt like we were hustling everybody.
Yeah.
Because we're not feeding him a Twix.
We took all the candy.
Yeah, so okay. So obviously we're gonna pocket whatever candy.
Yeah.
And we tried. So a couple times we had him give back the candy, whenever possible, or he would give somebody candy. We tried to intermittently.
Yeah.
He would take a piece, and then we would have him give candy to somebody.
Yep.
So we didn't walk away. We walked away with probably 5 pieces of candy.
Yeah.
But he, it was awkward because we're this kid is clearly just over a year old. You can probably tell, and obviously we're not giving him a Snickers,
No.
So, but he's taking his candy from you, so that was kind of funny. But we never said anything to Seth about what to do with the candy, really. So he learned very quickly that walk up, take from the bowl, pretty obvious. And then immediately from the first one, he took from the bowl and just handed it to Adam.
And it was a great deal.
So it was so funny because I felt like it looked to the neighbors oh wow, they trained him to hand off his candy to his parent, but we didn't. He just, it was,
he didn't know what to do with it.
Natural for him. He took it, handed it to Adam, and then went on where either trying to get into
it was
the
great.
person's
It's
house
the best
or
system we ever had.
trying to walk away. It was hysterical.
It was so good.
So that was wonderful. And then the other part that again we just happened upon was we looked for free events in our neighborhood the weekend before Halloween, and we ended up going to a couple. The best one, it was amazing. It was a Halloween pet parade.
Oh, it was awesome.
A local one, so it was just a couple minutes away. It was a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
And everybody had dressed up their pets, which meant dogs, really. There was one cat.
And there might have been a rabbit.
Okay, there might have been a rabbit, and it was Adam, or of course Adam, and Seth were out of their minds. But even the non-dog lovers, it was
It's
amazing.
cute.
It was
It's
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
It was so cute. So Seth also, we were all dressed up in Batman apparel
Yep.
that day.
Now, I felt like the parade was a little bit rigged because the one, if I recall, it was more of the people dressed up than the dog.
Yeah.
The dog,
Yes.
the dog itself was not that cute.
They had created a float.
They had, but it felt like the dog was underwhelming.
You're right. The dog was the least dressed up part of the whole thing.
Yeah. That to me is the offensive part because I'm not against the extra effort. Obviously, you deserve good points for that.
Yeah.
But you can't say that those are accoutrement to the dog.
You're right.
The dog is the vital center of this party.
You're right. So that was a big highlight. And then November was really Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving.
It's the biggest highlight, I think, of November.
It was a normal year for us in many ways. We went to my parents. They normally, their friend lets them use their place in Long Beach Island.
Yep.
Then we celebrate with Gabby's family back at her place.
So fun. I think Seth, did he participate in some Black Friday shopping? I can't remember.
No, he did not.
He hung out with the Grammy.
Yeah. He was like, guys, everybody gives me stuff. I don't need to go shop.
Actually, Seth was sick over Thanksgiving, so that we had to actually take him to urgent care in LBI.
Oh,
They were very nice, very lovely there.
Top tier people.
And it ended up just being a cold, but we weren't sure.
Yeah.
And because apparently when they're really congested, their tubes are so small, so it sounded like he was wheezing at a point.
Yeah.
So that made us nervous.
No, it's just that your lungs, your body is so condensed, it all sounds like it's the one.
Yeah. So that was good. We learned with that, and then he was okay. But we still got to enjoy. It's just I think the fall has been a lot of navigating Seth's sleep.
Yeah.
And teething.
Teething. Kid has a full full mouth of teeth.
Yep.
And he has let us know it has not been easy.
It looks so painful. I'm amazed that kids do this.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like just break in all those teeth.
Well,
gosh.
there's one right now that's coming through, and we saw it yesterday. It looks like a vampire tooth.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so sharp. I'm like, oh man. And he's been like really in pain. I'm like, oh, I totally understand. This is not gradual. It's like you got a small knife piercing through your gum.
Absolutely. I mean, I think people say when they're cutting through the gums that hurts the worst. And then I think everyone says the molars hurt the most. Obviously, that's the biggest tooth. But he's working on so he's already has his molars, his whatever it's called, first year molars.
Yeah.
And I actually think that was around the Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That came through. And then now he's working on his canines.
So, long story short,
Harsh.
we have not slept well in a year and a half.
Yeah.
That people kept telling us around the year mark. Still waiting for that.
Well, we do go to bed pretty early. We
8
try
o'clock.
to go to bed at 8 to try to compensate for the 3 a.m.s and the 4s, which for a while we've been living at that's when the day starts. So.
And let me tell you, it's a really long day when you're 10 o'clock in the morning doesn't sound late to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But when you're up since like 3, feels like it's 2.
Yeah. And Adam and I, we love going out to eat for breakfast. Like that's something we've enjoyed.
Yeah.
And so there have been times where we're like, all right, well, I guess we could go, but then no one's open because we're starving at 5 a.m. We're like, oh, where can we go?
Yeah. And he's hungry at that point, and I get work like there. It's like, it's 3 hours until the restaurant opens.
So we all just gotta make our food.
Yep. We're not getting that bacon, egg, and cheese today, guys.
No, not today. We can't wait for it. We can't wait for the open. And then December.
Christmas.
Would you say he was into gifts this year?
No. But I do think he loves seeing everybody again. He had all the fun being like surrounded by family, by friends again.
Yes.
Those are the big things for him.
He was able to participate more in the playing with other kids. More. I would say it was still kind of like maybe in the same room. He's interested in some of the same toys, not. He's not jumping into football with the older kids.
No. Yeah, they're too big for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like learning that, so that was exciting.
Mostly just loops, walking around the house, running around the house.
Endless loops, yeah.
Endless loops. It's very enjoyable. So really doing a lot of that.
Yeah. Do we have anything else big for us that came up here? I think those are our major fall highlights.
Yeah.
We had all the fun, and we're really happy to be back.
Yes, it's so fun.
We missed this. So
Want to chat.
What?
And as Seth is learning words, it'll be so fun for him to be able to say a couple words. Right, Seth? Yeah.
Yep. He was like, "Where? I can't see you guys."
Next time.
Well, I mean, that seems unlikely.
Maybe not next time. Sometime.
But thanks for having us back. Make sure to email us at howdoyousayyaris@gmail.com. It's been quiet, but that's because on us. We'll see you later.